and welcome to this episode of the Cajun Conservative Show, where we talk about life, we talk about liberty, and we talk about the pursuit of happiness, and we show the world that Cajuns do have intelligence. Hope you're having a good day. Just remember that this is the day that the Lord has made. Let us rejoice and be glad in it. Hope you're having a good one. Hope you had a good church service if you attended church, and I hope you did. Ladies and gentlemen, I want to talk to you this morning or in the afternoon, wherever you're listening. The question that the Democrats don't want to answer, and that is, what is a woman? That's right, ladies and gentlemen. We have Democrats that don't want to answer this question of what is a woman. And this all comes on the heels of the 1-year anniversary of the movie from the Daily Wire, specifically Matt Walsh. What is a woman? This show has been out for a year. This movie has been out for a year. People love it. It dives into the question and the hypocrisy of the left. And ladies and gentlemen, this is a question that has been rising up, especially now that we are in Pride Month. It is starting to raise that question again. And look, ladies and gentlemen, before we move on, please remember to hit the subscribe button and the follow button on the platform you're listening on. Helps me out more than you know. It helps out the show. If you're on TikTok, please also go ahead and like and subscribe on there. Going back to the question, ladies, especially on Pride Month, this whole movement of the transgender movement is pretty ironic. Look, don't get me wrong. I remember growing up, and I'm a youth minister. There's youth. Being a youth today is a lot more difficult than it was me being 15 years ago. And ladies and gentlemen, it's hard for me to see what's going on. I remember growing up, it was the thing of gay rights. I remember growing up, you had people that were the same sex fighting to get married and fighting to have certain rights and everything of that nature. Yeah, I believe it's 2013 when the Supreme Court did give them those rights. Now, this wasn't a law. Now the definition of marriage has changed thanks to Barack Obama, thanks to Biden and a few other people. The definition of marriage has changed. And I remember there was a big thing back when I was growing up. Oh, gay rights and people wanting to marry of the same sex. And you had big arguments until that court, I believe in June 2013, when the court decided, hey, marriage is between two people, not between a man and a woman. And ever since that court date, it has evolved to trans rights and things of that nature. And it has gone to a point where we cannot describe what a woman is. I'm taking a big chance on this podcast because some of my fellow conservative podcasters have been shadow banned. They have been pulled off. So this topic right here is very touchy, but it should not be a touchy subject. Ladies and gentlemen, God made them male and female. When somebody asks me, how do you know there's only two genders out there? Well, God says there's only two genders out there. Now, I've had a debate with this already, and it's been pondering in my mind. I've had a debate with an individual where they said, no, see, that's based on your faith. Your facts are based on your beliefs. And it might not be that way for somebody else. Well, hold on. Facts are facts. And when I brought out facts that were not concerning the Bible, they were getting upset. And ladies and gentlemen, this question, what is a woman, apparently is very hard for people to go ahead and answer. And ladies and gentlemen, like I said, this all came back to me, like I said, this week when the 1-year anniversary of What is a Woman came out. The Daily Wire went ahead and signed an exclusive deal with Twitter. They were going to put the whole movie on Twitter for absolutely free. Now, I've watched the movie already. We sat here at BGS Media and watched the movie, me and my co-host from Brothers Just Searching. And ladies and gentlemen, very good movie, very well made. Matt Walsh did a good job, and he basically showed the hypocrisy of the left. And now that they made this deal with Twitter, people were excited to see it. Until Twitter, when they started uploading it, labeled it as misgendering people and threw all kind of hate speech labels on it. Now, ladies and gentlemen, Twitter is one of the big platforms of this show. But this isn't new for Twitter. Now, we thought when Elon Musk took over, and it has gotten better, Elon Musk has made it more of a free speech platform. But there's still people in that organization, the Twitter organization, that wants to stop this information from going out. Now, it has gotten up to Elon Musk, where Elon Musk has restored it. He even pinned it. And the last time I heard, I think it reached 45 million people. 45 million people watched Matt Walsh, What is a Woman? Why? Because there is a confusion out there. Not to intelligent people like us, but there is confusion out there amongst the world about what is a woman. They have this whole question about why. Ladies and gentlemen, it's just ironic that we have politicians that can't answer this question. Now, I got a clip from the Texas legislators where there's a bill being passed about talking about transgenderism, and I want to show you this video because, ladies and gentlemen, this right here really going to sum up why the Democrats don't want to answer this question. And this is why they're trying to stop this question from being raised. If you just listen to this right here, one moment.
I'm sorry, what is your question?
What is a woman?
What part of this bill are you referring to with this question?
I'm asking you to answer the definitive nature of your statement. You've asserted from the front mic multiple times.
When a woman tells me they're a woman, I know they're a woman because I trust them to give me that answer.
So can you define a woman?
I just did. When they tell me they're a woman, then they're a woman. It's not for me.
Can you define that?
I just did. That's my answer to you.
Mr. Busey, can you define it without using the word? Because for you to say a woman is a woman is not a definition. I'm asking you to define the term without using the word.
I trust you to tell me what gender you are, and I trust everybody on this floor to tell me what gender they are, or to not tell me because it's none of my business.
Okay, so if I just decide that I'm a woman, then I can go compete against the women.
I trust
because you trust me to make that
women
decision.
To make that decision. Yes, sir.
You trust me to make that decision?
Yes, sir, I do.
So he trusts people. He trusts people that say, hey, I am a woman, so you can go ahead and play in women's sports. Or if you just say, hey, I'm a woman, that makes you a woman. Ladies and gentlemen, that is the left's response to this question. If you feel like if you're a woman, you are labeled as a woman. Ladies and gentlemen, as I said at the beginning of the program, God made a male and female. It said that in Genesis. Jesus said that in the Gospels. And that's what I'm sticking to. But listen to my response to a question like this. If somebody asks me, Isaac, what is a woman? An adult human female. That is biology. That is what that is. But this question scares people at Twitter, not Elon Musk, but people at Twitter, because Elon Musk said this is one of his favorite movies now. But ladies and gentlemen, this question now, it's look, and there's other videos that I've come across this week that have politicians and people in the Biden administration afraid to answer this question. What is a woman? Because ladies and gentlemen, if they define it right, and if they define it by scientific terms, they don't have an argument to stand on that there is two biological sexes. There's male and female. You cannot go ahead. Now, you can, through surgeries, change your gender, but that still makes you the gender that don't change your gender. That just says you went ahead and butchered your body and made yourself have things that were not designed to be there. You cannot go ahead and say, as this politician, oh, a woman is somebody that tells me and I trust them that they feel they're a woman. That is not the case. You cannot do that. Like I said, I use the example of the sky. I can go around telling people, I believe the sky's red. Oh, look how red the sky is today. Isn't it beautiful? People are going to look at me and say, you're nuts. You're looking at a blue sky and saying it's red. And I will tell you, well, what I believe is that it's red, and you cannot contradict me on that. Or some people will say, well, that is based on your belief, not my belief. Ladies and gentlemen, this is a spirit of confusion. This is a spirit that confuses people, and it is hurting our nation. It is dividing our nation. I never thought growing up this nation would be divided on how many genders there were. I never thought I would see a day when people would want to go ahead and change their bodies. Look, I'm not for the gay lifestyle, but at least the gay lifestyle, you say you're a woman and you just like other women. You have a whole community of people now that are less than 1% of the country that is influencing politicians like this. I hate to say it, but this poor, ignorant Democrat in Texas. If you want to know what bill that was Senate Bill 15, Amendment 1 on that bill in Texas. Ladies and gentlemen, I would have never thought we would have had this debate here in the United States. That we don't know what is a woman. When you have a man saying a woman is it's anybody that tells me they're a woman. That is not the definition of a woman. A woman is an adult human female. And ladies and gentlemen, why are the Democrats why the Democrats don't want to answer that question? Because, ladies and gentlemen, it would embarrass them if they would, because their whole argument falls apart. This is why Twitter wanted to take down Matt Walsh's, and I'm not talking about Elon Musk. Elon Musk said it was a mistake. I don't think it was a mistake. There's still people in Twitter that have a left-leaning agenda, and they don't want that movie out there. Why? Because the 45 million views show it. Probably more now since last time I looked. Ladies and gentlemen, what is a woman? That question gets Democrats rattled. Because, ladies and gentlemen, it's dividing the nation. That's why they don't like they like the confusion, because it's dividing the nation. And if they have to answer this question, it's going to hurt them politically, and it's also gonna make them look like fools. Because like I said, this question, what is a woman? Why is it so dangerous to the Democratic Party? This question, what is it? Why can't they just say? Because their whole argument falls apart. And ladies and gentlemen, look, it's like I said, they something that should unite us, some facts. But no, they don't want to dwell on facts. And it's funny how the Democrats say this. They want us to trust science. I've been thinking about that as well. They want us to trust the science. Oh, trust the science on the pandemic. Trust the science on abortion. Trust the science on... But when you come up to a question like this, true science that says what is a male and what isn't a female, and how life is supposed to reproduce, and how it's supposed to be. Ladies and gentlemen, the Democrats put their ears in their hands in their ears, and they don't we don't want to hear that. It's funny how they want us to trust the science on everything else, except on something that they feel they have. Look, I've said it already. If you're a person and you want to go be trans, you have every right to. You live in America. But ladies and gentlemen, just don't deny the facts. Don't deny the facts that there's only two genders out there. And look, like I said, I know I'm stepping on a landmine with this. Because ladies and gentlemen, big social media don't like what I'm saying here. They don't like what we're saying because we're speaking in truth. The question that Democrats don't want to answer? They always go around that question, when it should be simple. It's an adult human female. But as this this senator from Texas. I trust you to tell me if you're a woman. That's not a definition. Because you look, and this is the problem with this. In my last closing statement, with that kind of ideology. Oh, you tell me if you're a woman, and I will trust you. Well, if that's the case, I'm a millionaire. I need $1 million. Or I'm a millionaire. I identify as a millionaire. I'm gonna go to the bank and pull out my $1 million. You go to the bank and say, look, I identify as a millionaire. I want my $1 million. They're gonna laugh you out the bank. And look, that's the case. And look, we see now with the furry community. I just found that out. That was a thing. The furry community where, I feel like I'm a wolf. I feel like I'm an elephant. I feel. Feelings can be deceiving. But that's where this snowball is rolling to. It's getting bigger, bigger, and bigger, because once you say I feel like something, you start down a slippery slope. Your feelings don't dictate facts. Your feelings dictates your belief. And if you feel something that is not factual, you need to either change your belief or you're just wrong. With that being said, we're going to go ahead and take a break. We'll be right back in a few moments. How you doing, everyone? Isaac here. I'm the Cajun Conservative, and I want to thank Brother Lanny Hayes from Hayes' Dump Truck Service for their generous support of the Cajun Conservative and Brothers Just Searching. Hayes' Dump Truck Service serves the Lafayette and surrounding areas. If you have any job that you need done, like cleanup or hauling material to your job site or your home, we haul limestone, we haul sand, we haul topsoil, any type of material you need. If you're in the Lafayette and surrounding areas, please call Brother Lanny Hayes at 337-852-8043. Remember, Hayes' Dump Truck Service, where Jesus is Lord of the company. Cleansed and made us whole. Not one hoof, not one soul. All right, everybody, welcome back to the second segment of the Cajun Conservative Show. Staying on the same topic of what is a woman. Fashion magazine covers featuring pregnant transgender man sparks outrage. Could not sink any lower. That is a Fox News article. A topless pregnant transgender man featured on the cover of Glomore, UK's June issue ignites a fierce reaction from online critics on Thursday. Arthur Logan Brown, a 27-year-old who was born female, so is a biological female, but now identifies as a transgender man, poses as the cover star of British Glomar magazine digital edition celebrating Pride Month, painted in a painted-on suit showcasing a large baby bump. Brown unexpectedly became pregnant with partner Billy Joe Mills, a non-binary drag performer in the UK, while taking a break from testosterone treatments due to health reasons, the fashion magazine said. So, ladies and gentlemen, this transgender man was dating a drag queen, a man that dresses up like a woman. They didn't change their body parts. Apparently, they didn't have the surgery. And end up pregnant. Now, if you look at the magazine, it says trans pregnant proud. Ladies and gentlemen, this shows that this shows that there's only two genders. Ladies, look, I'm a man, gets pregnant. And then somebody at this magazine had the great idea, hey, let's go ahead and put this on the cover of the magazine and say transgender pride. Ladies and gentlemen, this was a dude. This ain't a dude. This is a lady who was, and it's kind of funny that they took this drag person off of the pill, whatever, and they got pregnant. Oh, what a shocker. Shouldn't it have been the other way around? Hey, I'm just thinking about it. Shouldn't have been the other way around. See, this Arthur Logan Brown. What he identified as a man, and the drag queen dressed up as a woman. So, isn't that person supposed to get pregnant? Because look, and that's a whole nother thing too. Men can get pregnant. Men can have menstrual cycles. Men could do whatever the women do, except get pregnant. And this shows it right here. But like I said, there's somebody in the UK. And look, for all my British family, God help you. But this look, a normal person looks at this. A correction. A common sense people like you, the audience, look at this and say, wait a minute. I thought men could get pregnant. And this is maybe what they're trying to show. See, y'all, men can get pregnant. No, this is a guy that said this is a woman that says I'm a man, but didn't change none of her body parts and ends up pregnant. This is a biological female that is pregnant. No, I feel like I'm a man. You must feel pregnant too. Ladies and gentlemen, don't you see how this ideology floats around? This person felt like a man, but still gets pregnant. Because in reality, this person is not a man. This person is a female. And that got pregnant by the person of the opposite sex. Oh, that's a drag queen. Hey, you can put paint on an old barn, it's still an old barn. I'm just look, people are happy about this. This is a low. I don't know how we can sink it lower, but it just shows the mind of people right now. Oh, look, this man got pregnant. He's not a dude. It's a she. Now, and of course, the person that they're dating is a non-binary. Says so he's everything, a man, woman, whatever. I don't understand the logic of somebody putting on a magazine and look, oh, pride. It's a biological female. My brain, when I first saw this, I'm like, this is weird. All right, moving on. Unfortunately, this week, President Biden once again took a tumble. He was at the Air Force Academy. He was giving the diplomas after giving a 30-minute speech. And as he walks off, he tripped. Now, I did review the video. There is a black bag that is sitting on the side. So I don't know if he tripped on that. But ladies and gentlemen, and this has been stirring in my pot for a while with the president of the United States. And look, basically what I'm going to go and talk about is the Democrats ruining people's health to stay in power. The Democrat Party is ruining people's health to stay in power. And Joe Biden is an example of that. Just not Joe Biden, John Fetterman and Dianne Feinstein, the senator out of California. Ladies and gentlemen, this isn't the first time Biden has fallen. Biden, look, and did something I never thought I would see in my lifetime. Fell up a flight of stairs, not down. Up, he was walking up and he tripped. And this is what happened here. President Biden was walking and tripped and fell over. Ladies and gentlemen, we already know that poor President Biden, and I will say that with honest intentions, that I pity this dude. I don't like his policies. I think some of his policies that he's putting forward is because he's not all there. But this president has fallen and has mumbled his words and look, the thing you wonder is why hasn't he retired yet? Or why hasn't he asked for a resignation of the presidency and gave it to Kamala Harris? Because I think there's people in power in the Democrat Party that do not want him to step down, because Biden is doing things so far left right now that it would hurt them if Biden stepped down. This man is 80-some years old. He should not be worrying about policy. He shouldn't be making policy. But he is. Because unfortunately, this president is a puppet. The Democrat Party is getting, look, they just extended, and we're probably going to talk about the debt ceiling in the third segment. This man is making deals that is hurting our nation. Has made promises off the cuff. They have to, and we talked about this, they have to give him a card with, just not with the question and the answer, but with the picture of the reporter, so he knows he's calling on the right one. And ladies and gentlemen, this is all because they want to stay in power. Look, Biden has, at the time of this recording, a little over a year until the election. And ladies and gentlemen, he already said he's going to run again, but they're holding him in the basement now. If you notice, you have all the Republican candidates running around campaigning. You have the other two Democrat candidates running around campaigning. The only one that is not campaigning right now is Biden. Biden has not been to no rallies. Biden has, and look, I understand Biden's thinking, well, the Democrat National Committee is saying we're not going to have a debate. I don't need a campaign. I'm going to let my Republican friends beat up on one another. And then for the time of the election, hope they get beat up so much that people don't go vote for them. They vote for me while I sit in my basement. Ladies and gentlemen, this fall has brought up cries again from liberals. I have Breitbart. The liberals are renewing their calls for a fair and contested Democrat presidential primary Thursday after President Joe Biden fell on stage during the U.S. Air Force Academy graduation ceremony. So even Democrats are asking him to step down. Democrats are asking him not to go forward with this. The regular people. Regular people are asking Biden, look, they have pity on Biden. Please step down, Mr. President. Please step down. Let somebody else run this. But no, he's focused on running. Why? Because the Democrat Party don't want to lose their power. And it's the same thing on the Senate side. Reports have come out that Dianne Feinstein didn't realize why Kamala Harris was there to break a tie vote. Dianne Feinstein is confined to a wheelchair. The last picture I saw of Dianne Feinstein, she did not look good. But they don't want her to resign from the Senate because it's gonna break down, it's gonna stop their majority in the Senate. You gotta remember, the Senate right now is 51-49. They will still control the House, but ladies and gentlemen, if you let Dianne Feinstein leave, guess what happens? You got to hold your fate on Joe Manchin and Christian Sinema, who are probably the only two moderates in the Senate right now, and they have voted with the Republican parties on a number of occasions. But instead of letting this woman go home and spend time with her family and enjoy her last days, the Democrat Party is still pushing for her to stay in there. I'm going to talk about Joe Featherman. You know my feelings on Joe Featherman. Joe Featherman ran against Mehmet Oz and caught a stroke. Any normal human being would have said, you know what? Let's pick somebody else. We know it's passed, but we'll see what happens. But to control to try to win the Senate, they kept Joe Featherman in that race. And we're hearing from Capitol Hill that this man's going to press conferences with a hoodie and shorts. Not even part of the dress code. He's in Senate committees, can't even ask certain questions. But the Democrat Party, again, is trying to keep John Featherman there because they want to control the United States of America. They want their agenda passed. Because you see, according to the Democrat Party, their agenda is bigger than anybody's health. They can't be merciful on these people, because if they do, that means the Republican Party might take over and they might unravel everything that they've been doing for the last 3 years under Joe Biden. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm giving you 3 examples of people that are in leadership of the Democrat Party, and they're holding them in their positions to hold on to power. If they can do that to 3 of their own, do you really think they care about the American people? That is a good question to ask. If they can do this to 3 of their own people, how do they care about the American people? Unfortunately, the Democrat Party don't look at you as citizens. They look at you as an ATM. Because, ladies and gentlemen, we're reaching a $34 trillion debt limit in the next 2 years. Where they get all, and look, they keep on spending. The Democrat Party, and I tell people that, and look, I might be wrong for what I'm saying, and if I'm wrong, please reach out to me and tell me. But I don't see where the Democrat Party cares for the American people. And I'm seeing it through these 3 people: Joe Biden, Dianne Feinstein, and John Featherman. Ladies, like I said, every time I see something of John Featherman or Biden falling down or Biden mumbling, or I cringe, because look, this is the party that is leading this country right now. And look, I'm not going to say there's no good Democrat in the Democrat Party. But the leadership of the Democrat Party, this is sad. Look, when Dianne Feinstein first went into the hospital and she was absent for all them weeks, they should have been looking for a replacement. And look, this is what I don't understand either. Look, take Dianne Feinstein and Joe Featherman and ask the Democrat governor of them 2 states, give us another senator. But you see, that means a special election would have to happen. And especially in Pennsylvania, where it's a flip-flop. They don't want to lose that seat. And that's why I say this is not, they don't have compassion. But ladies and gentlemen, this is how socialistic parties work. When you to stay in power, you would do whatever it takes, even ruining the health of people in your own power. And it is sad. I wish I could express it better in words. But it like I said, if they're doing this to their 3 of their people, do you really think they care about Americans? I just ponder that for a minute. You have 3 people that are in offices that we know for sure that are having health issues, but the Democrat Party still says you got to serve for we can retain our power, and it's sad. It's very sad with that. All right, we're going to move on to our 3rd and final break. We'll be right back in a few moments.
Cheers and good on you, boys and girls. My name is Scott Ford, and I have a show on Rumble. It's the Scott Ford Show, all one word. The Scott Ford Show, all one word, and it's on Rumble. I'd be very happy if you went ahead and subscribed, like Isaac. I'm a true American-loving patriot. Thank you, Isaac. God bless. Enjoy your life.
All right, everybody, welcome back to the 3rd and final segment of the Cajun Conservative Show today. Court goes ahead and, court students can wear students can wear pro-transgender shirts, but not anti-trans shirts. This comes from ToddStearns.com. The court refused to issue a temporary injunction that would have stopped Nichols Middle School from banning Liam Morrison from wearing a T-shirt that says there are only 2 genders. Alliance Defending Freedom is representing the 12-year-old. They plan to appeal the ruling. Now, you might be asking, well, what is this, Isaac? Remember a couple of weeks ago, I brought out a story about a 12-year-old boy walking into a school wearing a shirt that there are only 2 genders. School thought it was offensive and told him to go home and change. Of course, this young boy did refuse. He went to the school the next day with a shirt that talked about censorship. Now they have brought this to court. The court did not issue a temporary injunction that would stop the school from telling him this, so now they're appealing. Ladies and gentlemen, this is a case for First Amendment rights. This should go all the way to the Supreme Court. This dude's going to be famous, this 12-year-old child. But ladies and gentlemen, it goes to the point is that the court basically told him, hey, you cannot wear that. But there's people in this school apparently wearing pro-gender shirts. And look, ladies and gentlemen, look, here in Louisiana, we have it a little different than a lot of schools. We have a dress code here in Louisiana. Our public school wears red shirts, blue pants, white shirt, blue pants. It's a uniform. And if you go to high school, you have to wear the colors of the school you're going to. I'm cool with that. Okay, I'm glad that it is in Louisiana. It stops discrimination and all this stuff. The issue with this right here is if you're going to tell students they can wear whatever they want, you should not go ahead and stop this kid from doing this. Not wearing a shirt that says two genders. When you're okay with people walking around with pro-transgender clothing, you should not be upset when a anti-transgender shirt comes into the school. But ladies and gentlemen, this is how our nation has become. Listen, this group of people, they're fine. They're only a small percentage of American people, but they're fine. If you want to wear that, you can go ahead. But ladies and gentlemen, when you wear something against it, oh, you're evil, you're racist, you're this, you're that. And look, they're just not doing this with school uniforms, ladies and gentlemen, or school clothing. This also came from Tom Stern's website. King James Bible banned from Utah schools. That's right, ladies and gentlemen, the Bible is banned from schools. Now, this was in the public school library, but high schools in the country will soon be able to keep the scriptures on their library shelves. A 3-person committee appointed by the county school district to determine if the Bible is appropriate for students to see find it contains vulgarity or violence, the Salt Lake City Tribune reported. So, ladies and gentlemen, this school in Utah is banning the Bible from the libraries. Now, granted, apparently the Bible, now this isn't according to the Constitution, but to some people, the Bible can't even be in a school. A student couldn't be reading unless they're looking it up in the library, apparently. But there's a committee that's going to see if there's vulgarity and violence in the Bible. Now, I've read the Bible. There's some things you gotta look at. But ladies and not in a bad way. It's like David sinned with Bathsheba. Now, ladies and gentlemen, this is the problem with this. They want to take out the Bible for describing things. And look, the Bible don't go into that much detail of what they're doing. Words like and Adam knew his wife. You know, that's yeah, you can understand it's talking about intimate relationship, but it isn't going into detail. Now, these are the same people that want to ban the Bible. Take the Bible out because of vulgarity and violence. Take it out. Want your children to read a book describing homosexual acts. And just not showing it. And there's not saying about it, being very graphical about it. They're giving you pictures in the library. And how do I know this? I got people that I know that go ahead. They're in the middle of lawsuits now because this happened in Louisiana. Ladies and gentlemen, they want to keep those books on the shelves, but want to ban the Bible. Now, these are also the same people that say, "Oh, you're banning books. Oh, you're banning. You're taking them out. Oh, we're being Germany. Oh, they raise hell because of that." But when you say, "Hold on, the Bible's a book. Shouldn't we? Oh, yeah, we got to ban the Bible. The Bible, the vulgarity and the violence and all that evil book that's been around for thousands and thousands of years." Ladies and gentlemen, this shows the condition of this nation. When you have a 12-year-old boy that cannot walk into a school, with a shirt that says there's only 2 genders, but you have everybody else walking around with rainbows on there and say, pride, oh, pride. And you have books in libraries that just don't give you very detailed descriptions, but shows pictures with it. That's fine. But the Bible, no. See the condition of our nation? This is what scares me as a believer and as a conservative and as an American. This is dangerous. Our nation is slipping because we decided to deny truth and to stop the Bible from being, read to our children. It's ladies and gentlemen, I'm at a loss for words. Before we move on, also this week coming up, Mike Pence and Chris Christie is planning to announce this week that they are running for president of the United States. My honest opinion, I don't know why. But we got, I think, almost 10 candidates right now. And look, granted to Mike Pence, granted to Chris Christie for trying, but they're not going to get the nomination. If I remember correctly, Mike Pence has a better shot of getting it than Chris Christie. One, why? Because Chris Christie did come against Donald Trump, and I don't think he's a big fan of Ron DeSantis. That is bullshit, big base right there. That's the number one. Number two, if you have people that's going to go ahead and say, well, if like me, okay, I'm a DeSantis supporter, but I've already made the statement. If Donald Trump wins the nominee, I'm going to vote for Donald Trump. I even had some of my good friends last week tell me, oh, you're going to vote for Donald Trump because he's going to win. They're Trump supporters. And I think a vast majority of Trump supporters say, look, if Donald Trump don't win, we're going to go to DeSantis. Ladies and gentlemen, you go ahead and ask both them class of people, or both them supporters. Hey, if Donald Trump don't win, or if Ron DeSantis don't win, what about Mike Pence? They're gonna, oh no. And the same thing with Chris Christie. And the way they look at it is Chris Christie betrayed the Republican Party. Now Chris Christie might be hoping, well, there's a lot of moderate Republicans that are gonna vote for me, but I don't see it. I don't see Chris Christie winning one state. I don't even think he could win New Jersey, and that's where he was the governor. But we're going to have to see. There's more people jumping in. I wish they wouldn't. But hey, I don't have no influence over these people, but I think it's weird that we're having this much jump into the ring. Look, and it's an open seat. You can go ahead and do it. And look, I believe with options. But ladies and gentlemen, I don't know. It's the same thing with Larry Elder. Okay, Larry Elder had a better chance of becoming governor of California than he does president of the United States. So Asher Hitchison, I think it is, from Arkansas, was on The View the other day. That should tell me all I need to know right there. But ladies and gentlemen, he's still running. Now I understand former presidential candidate is a good title to have. But that's all it's going to be, is a title. And I don't see Mike Pence and Chris Christie moving forward. Like I see more Donald Trump. I see Donald Trump. I see Ron DeSantis and possibly Nikki Haley doing a lot more. So even Tim Scott got a better chance than everybody else. So we're gonna have to see. All right. So as I said, I didn't start it off with the top of the hour. I know that there's a lot going on with the debt ceiling. It did get signed by the president Saturday morning. They had to hold back the signing ceremony, apparently because Congress didn't do something right with the paperwork, but it did evidently get signed. It's for $4 trillion, if I'm not mistaken. It cuts out, it suspends the public debt limit through January 1st of 2025. That date I want to talk about right there in a few minutes. It cuts the non-defense spending to near fraction 2022 levels. It capping growth at 1%. There's a lot of things that are in this bill that has helped the Republican Party, but also has helped the Democrat Party. Now, I knew this was going to pass. It was no big surprise to me. But there was a lot of Democrats and a lot of Republicans that did not vote for this bill. The reason it did pass, though, was because of Democrats. The reason I'm saying is there was a lot of Democrats that said they weren't going to vote for it, but especially in the House, you only need 4 votes to get the majority. And majority of the Democrats, a lot of Republicans didn't vote for it, but the Democrats crossed it over the threshold. Same thing with the Senate. If I'm not mistaken, there was 17. There was double digits that didn't vote for it, and also there was a few Democrats that didn't vote for it in the Senate. But the Democrats carried over the Republicans carried over the Democrats' threshold to get it over to where it needed to get to the president's desk. Now, of course, the president signed it. It is into law now. Ladies and gentlemen, my disagreements with the bill. Well, first off, it raised the debt. So I commend all the senators that went ahead and didn't vote for it. I commend all the House speakers that didn't vote for it. Because, ladies and gentlemen, this is the problem. Now, you might be asking, Isaac, you want us to default on our debt? No, I don't. But the thing of it is, ladies and gentlemen, if you keep on spending, after a while, you're going to have to default on the debt. Because we won't have enough money to pay off the debt. Now, it's funny how people say, oh, you don't want us to pay our bills? Well, how are we paying the debt limit? The thing of it is, the people in power are giving us money, and we're going more and more into debt. Ladies and gentlemen, just think about it. Just in 2000, over 24 years ago, our debt limit was at 4,000, I believe, or no, not 4,000, 4 trillion, or between a trillion and 4 trillion. It was a trillion. It got to now. It was under 5 trillion. Let's just say it like this. 24 years ago. That's how much. And look, I'm not going to place the blame all on the left, because it was some presidents that were on the right as well. Donald Trump, George Bush. They all helped raise the debt to where we're at right now. Now, has the Democrats sped up the process? Yes, but like Donald Trump, when the pandemic came, did all kind of loans, extended the debt limit because he had to save America. Ladies and gentlemen, this debt is an issue. Now, like I said, going back to that, you won't be able to talk about the debt limit until January 1st of 2025. Biden has set himself up pretty. Let me say it like the Democrats have set themselves up pretty well. Why do I say that? Because January 1st, 2025, the next president is going to have to be sworn in on January 2nd of 2025. If we have another president. If it's Joe Biden, he just gets re-inaugurated in, and it's all that. So Biden has fixed it, him and the Democrat Party, to where he controls the next debt limit being risen. Now, this is what I'm giving a theory right here. It depends on what happens in the 2024 election. If the Republicans go ahead and win the House and Senate, because even that, the new House and Senate won't even be signed in yet. Either the Republicans going to hold off and default on the debt on January 1st and let the new president take care of it, or they're going to, like I said, it depends on who wins the House and the Senate. I honestly, and this is my gut feeling, they're probably going to default on that debt on January 1st. Isaac, what you trying to say? No, it's politics. They're going to default on it because it's going to make the Democrats look bad. Now, like I said, it's kind of funny the time frame because it's in the middle of presidential elections. This could be used for Biden's benefit as well. I was gonna go campaign, but I gotta talk about the debt limit. I got a meeting with with Kevin McCarthy, Kevin McCarthy's going to be campaigning because it's the congressional races as well. So this benefits the Democrat Party. There's a lot of things in this bill that benefits the Democrat Party. Now, there is some in the Republican Party that are asking to change speakers now because apparently Kevin McCarthy didn't do the right deal. And look, I commend Kevin McCarthy. He stood ground to a lot of his stuff, but unfortunately he did compromise a few things on this bill. And I don't think it was good for the country. I don't. But ladies and gentlemen, I knew it was going to come. I knew they were going to extend the debt limit. Why? Because first off, Biden didn't want to go ahead and be the first president to default on the debt. He already has tons and tons of issues. So if this would have been another one on it, it would have made him look bad for the upcoming election. Kevin McCarthy, I know what he's thinking. He put this bill through, gave compromise, and hoping by the time of 2024 comes around, nobody remembers. But they're going to still be talking about the debt limit coming up for the 2024 election. Because like I said, you think about it, this is going to be the day one of the year. We're going to be celebrating New Year's Eve, and guess what? We might be, because that's a whole nother thing. Will Congress go into a special session to raise the debt limit? It's going to be a holiday. Ladies and gentlemen, I don't know who thought about, hey, let's do it on January 1st. But this is, it depends. Like I said, it depends on how they both parties are going to run on this. Oh, they don't want to talk. They don't want to do it. There's a lot of things wrong with this bill. And instead of the Republican Party just standing firm, they once again caved in to the Democrat Party. And that's what's hurting the Republican Party. Every time the Republican Party says, we're going to stand strong, we're not going to be bullied by the left, somehow or another, they always give the left what they want. And they're always bullied by the left. And we need people with backbones in the Republican Party. And one thing I can say about DeSantis and Trump, they both have backbones, and I think they need to hold these people to accountability and say, look, y'all need to get y'all stuff together. So with that being said, I'm going to go ahead and wrap up this show. I want to say thank you again for listening to the Cajun Conservative Show. I love every single one of you guys who listen to the show faithfully. Please remember to tell your friends. Go ahead and share it in a text message or go ahead and post it on Facebook. I don't mind y'all sharing my content. If this is your first time, please consider hitting that subscribe button or the follow button on the platform you are listening on. Remember, Jesus Christ is King. He's coming back, and he's coming back soon. So don't be faint of heart, because Jesus has overcome the world. If you want to know Jesus as your Lord and Savior, reach out to me. I'll tell you how to make Jesus your Savior and heaven your home. Until next time, be blessed. You have a good one.
Jesus Christ has risen, and he is the open